Right, I have some gingerbread dough left from our last attempt at gingerbread men, and we just put up our Christmas tree, our first real Christmas tree, decorated it really nicely, and our first tree in this new house as well. So I'm just going to make some gingerbread men, hopefully to decorate and hang up on the tree. I've never had gingerbread men on my tree before either, so it's a whole load of firsts this time. So I will show the process of making this. Basically, in the food processor, you put plain flour, butter, ginger, put a bit of mixed spice in, bicarbonate of soda, and 1 egg and some golden syrup. Blitz it all together. Roll it, knead it a little bit to get 2 balls of dough, and refrigerate for 15 minutes before you use it again. My one's been in the fridge for a little bit longer than 15 minutes, so it might not be that easy to work with, but we'll see what happens. Also, it says when making gingerbread men to roll it at thickness of 2 £1 coins, but I find that a little bit too thick, so I do mine thinner, and then I have to adjust the baking time. Normally I do make larger gingerbread men and gingerbread Christmas trees, but this needs to be hanging on a tree, so it can't be too thick or heavy or too big. So keep rolling this. If it keeps sticking, lift it up and put more corn flour or icing sugar underneath. You could also keep putting a bit of flour on your rolling pin. Must get myself a new rolling pin. Right, so that's it. This is the sort of smaller gingerbread cutter. Cut out shapes once I baked it and it's cooled down, I'll decorate them. I'll also keep forgetting to make holes in the gingerbread men so I can actually hang them up on the tree. So I need to remember that. This cutter seems to leave slightly rough edges around the side where you can just smooth those out with your fingers. So keep going until you've used up all your rolled out dough. So there's I suppose it does look like gingerbread man, even though it's got very skinny arms. Put them on your baking sheet with a piece of baking paper on it, and leave a little bit of space in between each gingerbread man because they do grow a tiny bit in the oven. So I have 2, 4, 5 so far. I'm going to roll this dough again. It does, once you've rolled it out once, it does warm up a little bit, so it's a little bit easier to work with. The rest on the rolling pin. So mine is probably thickness of a £1 coin, not 2 like the recipe suggests. I have done the thickness of 2 £1 coins, so double the thickness of this, but they did come out, but not like crispy gingerbread. They came out as tasty biscuits, but not as crispy, sort of thin gingerbread biscuits. So I need to get myself another baking sheet. So So I've found an even smaller gingerbread cutter. I'm going to use this one as well. These ones are going to need less baking time, so I have to keep an eye on that, but these should be good for hanging up on the tree, because they won't be that heavy. Possibly not as easy to decorate because they're so small, but that'll be fine. Right, so I've rolled out all my gingerbread men. Now with this tool, I suppose you can really use anything, but I'm just going to attempt to use this tool to make holes so I can hang them up on my tree. This is all a bit of a new thing for me because I've never done these to hang up on a tree before. I've tried once before with Christmas trees. I made a hole like this, baked them, and then as soon as they're out of the oven, I've sort of made and they're still soft, I've made sure the hole is still there, so just with something sharp, made sure I've got enough space to be able to put some cotton through to hang them up. Because even though it seems like there's a hole there now, once they're baked, there won't be one anymore. Don't think they look too attractive with the hole in the top of their head, but never mind. And these smaller ones are even going to be even trickier to decorate. You can see the dough's gone quite soft now, so I'll try and work a bit faster to get them in the oven. That's it, we'll try that. Now I've put these, because I've got a small, quite thin gingerbread man, even though the recipe says 180 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes, that would be far too long, so I'm putting these in on 160 for about 9 minutes, and I'm just going to check them afterwards.